we did publish and agree at the beginning of last year a mission statement covering our work for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And the mission statement was divided into 3 parts, really. And I'll see if I can find a copy of it, because it's quite a useful document. If you get a chance to look at it on the website.
Yes, actually, I have the mission statement.
You've got it?
Yes, I think it's a very good statement, and it shows very clearly what David Forum's works.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's good. So that sort of, those 3 sections. So firstly, we wanted to ensure that all the work we had done to produce the neighbourhood plan, which involved many thousands of volunteer hours between 2014 and 2018, that all that work was rewarded because the neighbourhood plan actually performed the function that it was designed to perform. So we wanted to make certain that Camden's planners and our local and developers understand the plan and use it. And we want to confirm that when planning applications come through, that we keep an eye on them to make certain that they're in alignment with the policies in the neighbourhood plan. So that bit is all about performance of the plan. And then secondly, we knew that perhaps in 5 or 10 years' time we might need to produce a new neighbourhood plan. So we wanted to look at perhaps areas that had not been fully addressed in our existing neighbourhood plan and keep them under review so that we're ready to start the work when the time comes to develop the next neighbourhood plan, and we understand the gaps and the needs that still exist that need to be improved on. And then the third area was, if you think about it, in developing our neighbourhood plan, we did a lot of work of community engagement. We spent a lot of time talking to our community and understanding what they told us. And that methodology, we thought, well, maybe that could be used to support our community in other ways. So that's where, for example, on the community infrastructure levy, we've said to our local councillors, well, we're very good at running online surveys and, canvassing the views of our community. We'd be happy to run online surveys for you to gauge the support from our community for different community infrastructure levy projects. When there was when COVID came up last year, and there were a lot of transport proposals and changes that were introduced, and putting barriers on roads and trying to widen pavements and all the rest, we said, well, maybe we can help by harvesting the views of our local community as to quick wins that might be implemented, and bringing those views together in the form of a report for our council. So that work is not directly connected with land use, but it's taking the methodology and the processes that we got a lot of practice on when we developed the plan, those processes of community engagement, listening to the community, and then repeating back to them what they've told you and synthesizing everyone's views. We said, well, we can use those skills and make them available for other pieces of work.
So how neighborhood forums can ensure the neighborhood plan is upheld and used in practice, like on implementation, beyond the consultation responses?
Three ways really. Firstly, the Locality Act of 2011 says that the neighbourhood plan once made forms part of the local plan and has equal status. So, there is a legislative support there. But obviously that's only relevant if people are aware of it and want to use the neighbourhood plan. So the second area is one of persuasion. And persuasion of Camden's officers, so our local council's officers. So we've arranged a number of meetings with our local planning officers to say, are you happy with the neighbourhood plan? Are there any areas you don't understand? Are there any areas that you would like us to develop in future? How are you proposing to use it? We organised a walkabout with our local planners around our area, and we talked to them about key policies in our neighbourhood plan and their application to different issues that may come up in planning decisions. So we tried to educate them about our plan and seek their feedback and encourage them to take ownership of our neighbourhood plan and almost regard it as being their plan as well. And because of that, we've been quite successful, and we monitor the number of times the neighbourhood plan is referred to in Camden Council's planning decisions.
Yeah.
And a significant number of planning decisions made by Camden's planning officers specifically mention policies in our neighbourhood plan. So we believe that piece of work has been effective. And then the third area is persuasion of our local councillors, so our ward councillors, the political people, to make certain that they're aware of the plan, its key policies, how it helps, and how it aligns with what people have been telling them directly, and how the plan can help, by being used by the planning officers. So again, we do that by ensuring that our local councillors are members of the Neighbourhood Forum Committee, they're ex officio members, and ensuring that we maintain good contact with them regularly about planning matters and issues that come up in our area. And an example of that was in one part of our area, as a result of COVID, our local councillors wanted to develop a streetery where local restaurants were able to use pavement space to set up tables to allow COVID compliant dining. This was last summer. So we have supported our local councillors by running a survey for them to understand the wishes of local people on that. So we try wherever we can to be as helpful and useful as possible to our local councillors, but at the same time reminding them, what we're there for, and reminding them how important the neighbourhood plan is.
So the Hampstead, the Neighbourhood Forum has a good relationship with the Camden Council and the ward councillors. Now, how about the relationship with the developers? Do you have any relationship with the developers before and after submission of the applications?
Quite often, the planning officers will, suggest developers contact us, and occasionally we do get contact. But generally, developers are less interested in talking to us. And I think the reason for that is the whole of the development process is all about ticking boxes. And the boxes that have to be ticked are the boxes that will get them planning consent. Because if they get planning consent, the value of their land goes up, and their business model works. So their interest is not really Hampstead Neighbourhood Forum. Their interest is Camden's planners. And so long as they can convince Camden's planners of something, they don't need to worry about the local community. So we've received less interest from developers, because the whole system really does not incentivize them to consult with local communities. And of course, more and more developments now